College football 26 is here. We're ready to go. It is time for a new Dynasty. And I cannot wait to get this one underway. Back once again. Always great to get some college football action. Day one here in college football 26. We're going to start up the Dynasty right away and get into it. I mean, another one. Arkansas's last year was fantastic and cannot wait to start here on another one. So let's get the settings underway. Play on Heisman. You know, Coach Fire, I think we're just going to do CPU only. I just want to stay where we're going to be at. I don't want, obviously, the threat of being fired makes it more interesting, but I think I just want to build it up. Everything else, a lot of this stuff, like manual progression, XP penalty percentage. Now, I'm going to turn auto progression off. I'm going to progress the players myself, but I think stuff like this, we're just going to keep kind of default. Quarter length, I set it to 11 right now, but I think we'll do 10. We'll probably stick with 10. But as for like wear and tear, I don't know how this is going to be. You just never know what kind of like impact it really is going to have. I want to make sure guys, like a realistic wear and tear, but I don't want guys at the end of the season during bowl games or if you get into like the national championship and all that stuff where guys just disappear. That's what I don't want. And obviously with the transfer portal, same thing. I'm just going to let these settings at the moment be a default. I may change things here and there. But right now, I just have to see how things kind of play out before anything goes. Now, as for Dynasty teams, I did have a poll out. There was 2 teams that really took off. And one, well, they're both in the Big Ten, was Northwestern. I thought for sure maybe it was going to go Northwestern. But really, the last second, it kind of swayed me. I was looking at some, roster, looking at uniforms. Everything plays into it for me in my decision where I want to go and what I want to do. We did the SEC obviously last year with Arkansas, so I wanted to get into more northern area, and we get into the Big Ten. We're going to stick with Purdue. We're going to go with the Purdue Boilermakers. Last year, they won their opening game against Indiana State. That was it. That was the only win they had last year. One win the entire season. They have a new head coach, obviously. It's Barry Odom, which we're not going to stick with Barry Odom. We're going to create our own coach. 2023, they go 4-8. The year before that, they actually went to a bowl, but they lost to LSU in the Citrus Bowl 63-7. So, yeah, not the greatest appearance. But I know Barry Odom's their new head coach, but we're going to have our own coach, obviously. I always like to have a little fun with that. Now, last year, we went with recruiter. From what I have seen, that's been downplayed a little bit. You got tactician, motivator. So what do we go with? I'm trying to think what we want to go with here. Possibly, like I said, I don't think we're going to go recruiter. We're gonna go in a different mindset this year with that. I'm leaning more towards motivator. You get boost in ratings and composure, and nobody has it better than us. I think we're going to stick with motivator this year. We're going to go with that. Obviously, the coordinators have a big deal as well. You got to watch on them. So I think we're going to stick with motivator. And you could see Drew Brees. Yep, Drew Brees goes back to his alma mater. He's going to be the head coach. I mean, that's the best player, coach, face I could come up with. There was nothing better. There wasn't too many guys that didn't have facial hair. I know Drew Brees doesn't. So it was interesting trying to find something. And I'm always willing to switch up stuff for sure. With the outfit as well. I know they have so many options. You can go with the sleeveless tank. That's kind of crazy. But we're going to upgrade some stuff. We already have 110 points here to spend. So I'm just going to max out quarterbacks. We got Drew Brees, right? Quarterback. Last year with Arkansas, we had Darren McFadden. It was like bringing the running back. And now here at Purdue with Drew Brees, we got to make sure the quarterback's going to be ready to rock. So we'll do max out quarterback. I think we'll I don't know if I want to spend all of it right now either. I might wait a little bit, but I think we're going to spend a lot of it. Let's do offensive line. You can see tier 2, stay hot through timeouts. Maybe some defense and maybe DB. Still have 70 points. Really depends. Let's just do wide receiver, tight end. We could probably get each tier 1 on everything here. It's a really good idea. Now, kickers and punters, I'm not too worried about at the moment. Do we do defensive line, stay hot through timeouts, quarter chains across games? Do we do tier 2? Let's do tier 2 for defensive line, which is obviously a key component in any football game. You need those your lines have to be on point. If not, you're going to be well screwed. We saw that in the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and Eagles. You have a dominant defensive line, you can dominate the game, but it is going to be tough to get architect. You can see we got to win 4 rivalry games. That tactician, wait till we get to level 10 to start going with that. Same thing with recruiter, and we'll go more into that, but obviously this is still way early on. And now we're going to hit the recruiting board. Now, for me, I'm kind of going to have a little bit of, I would say, house rules. You can see above where they have definitely got the team needs, which is really cool to see this year. I'm glad they put that right front and center so you know exactly what you're going to need. And obviously the transfer portal will play into that. You don't have to go fully into that, which we might hear. Now, we only have 575 hours. We're only a 1.5 star school, so it's going to be a little bit tougher than last year, which I am really cannot wait. Now, you can see there are some 4-star players. I'm probably going to just look at, where they are on our board. I'm not going to go anything crazy. They have to have at least interest in our school. I don't think I'm going to go out on the limb for any 4 or 5-star prospects unless they are interested. I understand we're still a Big Ten team, so we are going to garner some interest, probably locally from 4-star guys. But honestly, I'm not going to go after any 5-star. Like I said, if they're a 4-star and they're interested, okay, we'll go for it. But other than that, I'm going to stick to more of the 2 and 3-star guys. I think that's more of a realistic approach. We're not going to be in the same type of conversation as guys going to Michigan, going to Ohio State. This program is not at that level, especially after last year with 1 win. I know we got Drew Brees, so hey, maybe like North Carolina got Bill Belichick down there, so you bring in guys. That could, that could work in our favor in the sense, but I think we're going to kind of keep it that way. We're going to really try to build this program, and I think they've made recruiting a little bit tougher, which I'm all for. I'm all for having it a little bit tougher because I felt like last year, even though it was still nice, usually by year 3 or 4, you were able just to recruit nothing but 5 stars and 4 stars, and you're bringing in so much talent. It's absolutely ridiculous. The depth you can definitely have. You're like building those old Miami teams or Alabama teams. It was just insane. So, I don't want to be able to get to a point where we're going to be like championship contenders by year 3. I want this to go 4, 5, 6 years to where it's like maybe now we can start competing for a Big Ten championship because the Big Ten is absolutely loaded. Could be, honestly, the toughest conference in college football. I mean, I could see the SEC and Big Ten just splitting off at some time soon, be like, hey, everybody else can do their own thing. We got the 2 best conferences in college, so good luck with everybody else. So I think that's what we're going to look at recruiting-wise. Just kind of cap it at the moment. Stick to these 3 stars, 2 stars, and occasional 4 stars, which some are interested in it. Is we're going to go by position as well. So we've added 3 quarterbacks. We added 4 running backs. Let's stick with 4 receivers. There's Stevens, who is a 4-star receiver. And obviously, they changed up the archetypes as well. So we'll have to get used to that. I'm kind of going in a little blind. I know I watched some stuff on recruiting or college football or even Madden, but a lot of times I go in blind just to figure it out myself. It makes it a little bit more, enjoyable, a little fun just to try to figure it out. You're going to make mistakes as well, which is always what you should. You're going to make mistakes and learn from them. So I really enjoy that. So getting used to the new archetypes, which you can kind of figure out what they're going to be based off speed or anything like that. But obviously, like your speedster wide receiver, he's going to be, more of your down the field guy. Catching might not be as good. Where contested specialist is going to have that catch in traffic and maybe some more route running ability. We'll see. So we'll add some receivers there. And obviously, we're not going to get all these guys. With the hours as well, this is going to be interesting because we're going to hear, after we add these guys on the board, which we have a decent amount of guys' interest, so we'll have to figure it out. We'll probably take guys off the board as well. JUCOs, as you can see right there with Coleman and Buck. I don't know if I want to add JUCOs. That more is going to be more, I think, we're going to look towards the transfer portal, which when we look at this Purdue roster that we're going to be rolling with this year, man, they have an insane amount of transfer portal players. Now, obviously, a new head coach, that's what's going to happen. You're going to, use that portal for sure, and you're going to have guys that come from that school. I think the Mariota, more of a defensive coordinator, comes from Arkansas, so you have some Arkansas guys, which we know all about, obviously, last year, comes over. and guys are going to follow coordinators. So it definitely makes total sense. And obviously with the transfer portal, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore. It's just so many guys hit the portal nowadays. It's absolutely insane. And I hope that insanity carries over, because I hope when we get to the end of year number 1, this portal is going to be nuts. I think it's going to be, hopefully it is nuts. Hopefully it's insane. And there's just guys everywhere. I think, what did they say? Upwards of 200 to 500 guys possibly. Maybe I'm wrong on that number. But, man, last year's portal was pretty tame. There wasn't much to do. But if you have hundreds of guys hitting the portal, which is obviously a more realistic thing, wow, that is going to be absolutely insanity. And you're going to have to do whatever you can to bring in positions, because all these position needs and team needs we need up front. Yeah, we have 32 targets. We're going to probably max it out here in a moment, but you can see we haven't even hit the safety position. We're barely going to hit corner, and we're not going to have enough hours to get all these guys. So we're going to have to hit the portal probably in the offseason to really fill out this roster. All right, yeah, we're pretty much maxed out. I mean, we're not even having enough hours to scout every position as well. We're going to have to you really have to like figure out and really say, okay, what needs do we really need? And what do we have to really specialize in? So our board is filled with 35 targets, and we're going to get into scouting. We only have 575 hours. That is not a lot. We have Edward Quinn, quarterback. This is your pure runner architect out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which we made one of our other, states that we have in our pipeline just with Drew Brees. He played for the Saints. I thought it worked out, Louisiana. But the ratings, too, we're going to have to get used to. You're not going to find those quarterbacks anymore that have like 93 speed and 96 throw power. I think even 5-star guys aren't going to be like that. See, Ben Washington, 94 throw power, 79 speed. He's got good accuracy, decent throw on the run. I'd have to say he looks pretty solid. 6'1", 197. Wish he was a little bit bigger. James Steven is 6'4", 206. Only 80 throw power. He is a 3-star with 84 speed. So let's take off Steven. I think Ben Washington's the guy that we kind of want to bring in. I wouldn't mind bringing in both of these guys, but Washington's going to be the target. That would be a cool thing to have, kind of like where Drew Brees is now our coach. You know, he's a former NFL player, quarterback, obviously. If you could put that in there, and now you have more quarterbacks that are interested more in your schools because they know he was a guy that played in the NFL, it could work with that position. That would be interesting to have in there as well, I think. That would be cool. Dominic Maddox, 81 speed. I'm just not used to these speeds. I think they dumped it down a little bit. You can see Harvey Momoa. He's got 80 speed, only 65 juke. I know he's a 2-star. Ramesh, 83 carrying. That's not bad. 81 speed, 77 change of direction. I think we're just going to have to get used to this. But you can see, we only have 285 hours now. We got to be careful with scouting. We're going to have to not scout these guys fully right away, but it's just, I'd like to see something. Okay, medium route 86 for Tommy Stevens. He is a 4-star receiver, elusive route runner, so not bad. If we can get him, that would be a big got for sure. Let's go down to Bags. 84 speed, 75 medium route, not too bad. He is a speedster. There's Dion Bibbs. Yeah, we're going to run out of hours really quickly. And obviously, this is the initial stage where next week we can get a little bit more into it, but it's going to have to be scouting a lot. Hunter Koenig, 81 speed, 82 acceleration, 80 agility, 77 spec catch. And Johnny Willingham, I think we're going to wait on that. Maybe wait on Bags. We got to keep going here. We got to at least get into the offensive linemen. I don't even think we're going to get into the defense. Amari Tolson, left tackle, 6'4", 296 out of Kentucky. Impact block at a 72. Not too much going on there. And that's the thing, too. You're just getting used to these ratings. You know, I think they've skewed it a little bit now, where last year, even 3-stars, you can have some primetime players, obviously some gems. And I think they've skewed it a little bit to make it more, realistic. And I think I like that. So some of these ratings that look a little low at the moment are going to probably be pretty normal. 81 finesse moves for Ryan Ellington, so I do like that. And you're going to have to find certain things here and there, and obviously with the tactician, we're going to have to make sure we upgrade our guys enough and we start to work on them for sure. But we're running out of hours, 5 hours left. I think that's going to be it. Anthony Reeves is going to be over 91 speed. We'll take that as a corner, so we'll have to look at him for sure. But we only have 5 hours left, so there's really not much else we can do. We can offer a scholarship if we want to. Let's do it. Offer a scholarship. Use all those points, and that'll pretty much do us for the initial recruiting. So we get to week 0 and we can go right back into recruiting. So now we have 450 hours. We have 450 hours to deal with. I still have not scouted everybody, not even close, but some we might have to really look at. So Edward Quinn, we obviously 100% him. Looking at the accuracies again, 60 under pressure, deep accuracy not good. Let's just offer a scholarship. We can't be too picky at the moment, I think. Beggars can't be choosers, right? We can as a 1.5-star program. Ben Washington for sure, I'd love to bring in. Let's do contact friends and family. That'll give us 25, obviously less hours. But if we really want to work on Ben Washington, as we're still his #1 school over Rice and Air Force, I think that's good. Quinn, maybe just do social media, get 5 hours there, get some more information. I guess you would that D be silent, like Wimfor, maybe, possibly? I don't know. Maddox, Ramesh. We could probably finish off that as well. All right, so 81 speed. He's got some abilities, headless and strong grip, so that is good. 85 carrying, that is very, very good. I like the carrying. We'll offer a scholarship. The Wumfor. That D's got to be silent, right? I'm terrible with names, by the way. If you're first watching this, you've never watched a Dynasty from me or anything like that, I'm terrible with names, so just going to put that out there right now. Really bad with pronunciations. It's not good. Alex Guillermo, who we did add, he is an East-West playmaker looking for some speed, but he's only a 2-star. Ramesh, 83 carrying. I do like that. 77 break tackle. You know, what kind of offense do we want to run as well? That's the thing. So Dominic Maddox is a bust. So I'm fine taking him off the board then. There's no really reason to waste any more hours on that. Ramesh has 87 acceleration, 77 change of direction. All right. I mean, look at the grades over there, just absolutely abysmal. Hey, at least we got conference prestige, right? There you go. I mean, something, I guess. That's about it. It's really bad. But hey, this is what's going to make it fun, right? This Purdue team is just, it's not good. It's not good. And it just so happens you play in this conference. So, yeah, not good. I mean, there's other, like I said, the trying to pick it, I thought for sure Northwestern. I thought I was going to go with Coastal Carolina at first, but then, you know, looking more at Purdue, looking more at the Big Ten, it just made it easier for me to make that move. And I tell you what, I am one of those guys, uniforms, stadiums are a big deal. I got to have those alternate unis. It was tough last year with Arkansas because that's more of a traditional school, so, you know, at least they had the white helmets, but, man, you got to give me something. Purdue, I know it's like pretty much New Orleans Saints colors, and they have a lot of alternates. I'm really happy with it for sure. Their stadium's nice enough. That plays into my decision a ton. I mean, if I'm playing a game and it's like a high school stadium, it's tough to get into. That's for sure. And when you have like the uniform options just aren't there. I like the, you know, variety, that's for sure. So it definitely played in. And then obviously they're having struggles as a program. So to me, a pretty easy pick, should be pretty fun. Gonna have some struggles. I mean, this schedule down the stretch too, looking at it, you got Michigan and Ohio State back to back. Oh, that is rough. And it's not easy. Yeah, whoever made the back half of the Purdue schedule, I don't know. They just don't like Purdue. It has to be. I mean, other than that, I don't understand because their back half is just, I don't know if we're getting a victory. We're gonna have to get some early victories because I think USC comes up in like week 3 maybe. Technically, I think it's week 4, but the third game of the season's USC. You get the bye after that, and then I think it's like Illinois after the bye. it's not easy. We'll look at the schedule for sure, but we're going to get into the first game here today as well. So we only have 105 hours left, doing our best to kind of spread this out. I like the 81 finesse moves from Ellington. Let's add a scholarship to him. We can do social media, the 5 hours. As long as you're just giving me something. I would love to work on, like I said, the defensive front. I would love to work on the secondary, but 49 finesse moves, but he is an edge setter, so he's just there for run stopping ability. More of a speed rusher, but if we can get those edge guys to get to the quarterback, at least help out the corners, I would like to work on that. Man, they love the name Koenig. That's the second guy with the name Koenig, which is kind of funny because it is a family name. So that's kind of funny. Noah Drake. See, we got there 69 strength. He's got 71 hit power, 63 man coverage. Ben Huey. All right, corners, we got Anthony Reeves with the 91 speed. I think we'll stick with that. We only got 5 hours left. So we got to just offer a scholarship to somebody or do that social media, and that's pretty much it. So the hours run out really quickly, especially when you got 35 guys on the board. So it's something we're just going to have to dwindle down, but we'll stick with that. And we get to week number 1. We take on Ball State. This is a game we have to win for sure. But let's take a look at this roster. Quarterback, you have Ryan Brown, who in the offseason likes Bill Belichick, goes to North Carolina, has some spring practices with him, and then just goes, you know what, I'm going to go back. So he is back. Malachi Singleton, we know him. He transfers from Arkansas. The only guy that is missing here is Garrett Odom, son of the coach Barry Odom, committed to Arkansas initially, then transfers over. Obviously, would have been a freshman. So he is a quarterback missing. Obviously, you can't create guys. You can't edit guys. So there's not much I can really do about that. But really, if you think about it, even if some guys are missing, within a few years, this roster is going to turn over. But I was talking about, portal. Magwood comes from Central Florida. Ross, USC. Nitro Tuggle comes from Georgia. There's a lot of this roster that is purely from the portal. I mean, Christian Moore, the tight end, he comes from UNLV. Same thing with Christian Earls, UNLV. They come over. And I think that's just going to be the total norm anymore. I mean, most of your roster is going to consist of, transfer portal players and trying to fit those needs that you got to fill in. I mean, Easley comes from Georgia as well. So that's another one. They have tons of offensive linemen that they're coming right over as well. So, we just have to figure out also what we want to build for sure. And I want to build a dominant defensive line with Drew Brees. I'd love to have a passing attack, obviously, this day and age. But remember, we play in the Big Ten. It's kind of a different type of vibe. You get those cold weather games. You're going to have a running game. So, we're going to have to run the ball well, get that beef offensive line, get in those cold games when we get into, November, those tightly contested games against teams like Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State, and do what we can to stay in these ball games. Because if you try to do like the roster we have now, if we're going to sit back there and throw all day, I mean, we're just going to get annihilated. And obviously, you got Ohio State that just continues to build. They're the defending national champions. It's not going to be easy. So we're going to have to try to build this roster anyway. And right now, I think it's just talent-wise. If we can get as much talent as we possibly can, right now with this roster constructed the way it is, there's not much you can really do about it. We'll have to wait till next year. But I mean, why do you have 3 punters? I don't get that. But let's get into the game. Here we go. Ball State, week 1. Let's get into it. Get into some gameplay. What can we do? We got Ball State this week. We got an FCS team in week 2. We have to get victories, and it starts right here, right now. Week number 1, Ross-Ade Stadium, biggest drum in the world. Let's get it going here in Purdue, and hopefully we can build this program up and maybe someday down the line bring them a national championship. And it starts right here, week 1. against Ball State, and we're underway with the College Football 26 Dynasty. Man, it's great to be back. Love football season, man. There's just nothing like it, really. Nothing like it at all. All right, here we go. Taking on this Ball State team. Like I said, got to get a victory here today. This has got to be a victory. Should dominate. Well, maybe not dominate, but Harkless gets through. I think defensive line, we got some, we should hopefully dominate up front. But here we go. 3rd and 13 over the middle. A little bit of congestion, incomplete. And also, this is the first time I've played this. I haven't played practice. I haven't done anything like that. So for me, this is kind of the first game I'm playing. So we'll see what happens. Mistakes might be made. Gonna get used to it again. Haven't played a college football game in a little while, but it so far feels really good. It feels really good. And if anybody's asking, default sliders at the moment, make some adjustments down the line. But 2nd and 14, we're gonna find our receiver down the field. Underthrown. If Brown makes a better throw, that's a touchdown, but a big first down up to the 23-yard line. Love this, score bug as well down there. Looking pretty good. Everything looking clean. All right, it's down to the 23. Hand the ball off, and this is going to be our guy. We're going to have to hand him the ball a lot. Maccabee. If I am, once again, names, not the greatest. I am pronouncing your name wrong, and you're a big Purdue fan. I try to look up as best as I can. Sometimes it is tough to find. But if you know the pronunciation of the name, just let me know down below. I will not be offended at all as we try to go to the outside, and that is going to be stuffed. I thought the unders... Right now, Ryan Brown only has 79 speed, but looking at his highlights, I think he's a little bit faster than that. 3rd and 8, though. We try to go over the middle, and that's going to be dropped incomplete as Brown is a little bit shaken up. Hopefully he is okay. And they do say he will be able to return, but we get 3 points on the board in our first drive and a 3-0 lead as they hand the ball off. Ashley with the carry picks up the first down. 3rd and 1 as we got 3 minutes left here in this first quarter. QB Reed keeps it, and he's got room. Gets a blocker down the field, and that's a first down into Purdue territory. Move the chains for Ball State. Oh, just floats it up, and one-on-one, and that's a nice job on the outside to knock that one away. Incomplete. I mean, he got rid of that ball really quickly. Defensive line right on him, but a big 3rd and 9. Kelly to throw. Going up top, it's a floater that's caught, and that's going to be a Ball State touchdown. Wow. That was, when you call it a duck, that was definitely a duck, for sure. Just floats up. I thought we had the interception for sure. Total shock face. What happened there? Let's take a look at this one again. Yeah, you could see that is just absolutely terrible. It's just floating up there. And the receiver just plays better, gets in front. Robinson's got it, touchdown. 7-3 Ball State lead as Maccabee now with the carry. Got some room up the middle. Big time first down up to the 45-yard line. And like I said, I'm prepared to give him a lot of carries. We got to lean on it. Best player right now on this team. Last play of this first quarter and just running through. There you go. I thought we were going to a little bit of contact, but we don't till the second level. Move the chains, first down. We'll move into the second quarter. 2nd and 10, in motion, looking, time to throw, but it's a mistake, and it's going to be picked off. It's tough when you throw late over the middle. Not what you want to see. A mistake from Brown, and Ball State will take over. First turnover we have of the season. Hopefully we got to keep those to a minimum. Obviously, talent-wise, we're not up there with a bunch of teams, so we can't turn the ball over, but up front, getting through. C.J. Nunnally gets through for the sack, and hopefully we get a big year out of him. 2nd and 15. Looking down the field, more pressure, and another sack. Big-time plays. This is what you want to see from this defensive front. Get to these quarterbacks. Don't even give him time to throw. 3rd and 21. Pressure again. Going up for the receiver. Robinson has it again. Are you kidding me? He's just throwing it up. 50-50 ball, and it's working. And now Ball State in business here down to the 11-yard line. Wow. 2nd and inches. Play action. Looking, Kelly's gonna take off, he has room, and he's in for the touchdown. And Ball State builds the lead up here, 14-3, after a 3rd and long heave that works out in their favor. We gotta stop that. We can't have, that's all they got right now. All right, we're still in this game, obviously. It's still just the second quarter. See Brown obviously back. Down the field, he'll take it himself. Could have went down the field, but decides to keep it. Gets close. So 3rd down and inches. Give it to the big back, and he is going to be stuffed. Stuffed short, so it is 4th down and inches, but we are sticking to it. Going for it here in 4th down, and we got the 1st down. Big decision here early on. We had to stay aggressive there. We had to. Get the 1st. Hand the ball back off. That's what you want to see. Good running room up the middle, getting really good push, getting into the 2nd level, move the chains, 1st down. Up to the 33. Setting up a screen. Got to the outside. Got a really good block. Trying to set up another one. If he would have taken out the one guy, that would have been a lot better. But still, good 1st down. We'll take it. Moving the chains. We got to score a touchdown here. 3rd and 4 with 2 minutes left here in this first half. Going underneath to the tight end. That's caught. Another 1st down. Clock obviously moving here. 1:45. But we got plenty of time. We can waste some time as he takes a big-time hit. But down to the 1, and actually Ball State's going to call a timeout to conserve some time here. But 2nd and goal, right up the middle, in for the touchdown. First one of the Dynasty, first one of the season. Gets us right back into this game. Great drive from the offense. Maccabees in for the score. Could go for 2 here, but I think we're just going to stick to the extra point, just in case they get a field goal. So it's 14-10, 55 seconds, and they are not very aggressive as we get that one. We're going to call a timeout here. Surprisingly, they're not staying aggressive, but on 3rd and 10, let's see what they do here. They're just going to run the ball, maybe make us waste another timeout. Exactly what they're going to do. We're all over it, so we'll call our 2nd timeout. We'll have about 40 seconds left here in this first half. Now you can see 32 at the 45 to try to at least get 3. Brown steps up, goes underneath. That's going to be caught. We're going to have to hurry this up. I'd rather keep that final timeout, so hurry this one up. Line up quickly. Try to get this 1st down on 3rd and 4. Brown looking in the pocket. He's going to take off himself. He has got it, and he's going to get down. 15 seconds. We'll stop for a moment, but we can't hurry it up, so we'll call a timeout, and we'll bring out the kicker. It's always been a tough one. For 42 yards, the kick is up, and it is right down the middle. It is good. So we add 3 right before halftime, and we'll head into half down 14-13. And honestly, you know, we had the mistake of the interception. I think we've outplayed them. But, man, if we just stop those 2 catches to Ty Robinson, 2 just 50-50 balls that he wins, Ball State might not have any points on the board. So we got to stop that. I've been really impressed with our front 4 so far. We're getting a lot of pressure, even on this play. You just got to be able to finish it. So let's just play our game, continue to run the ball, and hopefully get a victory here in week 1 as we start off the ball with the second half. Here we go. As that is a nice throw, finding your tight end for the catch and a 1st down. I like the throw mechanics too. Feels like actually natural. Feels really good. As Maccabee around the edge. Break it off. 1 tackle shoves the defender out of the way, and he has a 1st down. He has been solid. 13 for 82. He has been very good. Nice cutback. Nice vision there. Seeing nothing there. See the little lane. Picks it up. 1st down. Malachi Thomas has been very good as well. As we go back to Thomas on the ground. Little 1-2 punches. Thomas with the 1st down up to the 31. As Maccabee does have a little bit of wear and tear already. So we're watching that. So that's one thing I have to watch for game to game. You know, I don't want guys to be completely out of it by game 3 or 4. Nice spin move there, close to the 1st down. But we're going to go for this one here. Not going to kick the field goal, trying to take the lead. We're going to go for it. 4th and inches. Hand the ball off. Up the middle. Got it. 1st down. Move the chains. Malachi Thomas once again. 2nd and 10. Time to throw, but it's a mistake. I thought Nitro Tuggle was going to come in and undercut the DB. Did not. And that is a huge interception in the red zone. Not what you want at all. Man, We were looking to go in and take the lead. So it's up to the defense to get this ball back, and that is a great run stop right away by Chad Brown. Loss of 3. 2nd and 13. Throws it quickly. It's caught. We have defenders running into each other and luckily bring him down before he is gone for a touchdown. But a big first down for Ball State. But we come right back with a big-time sack. 3rd of the game and sets up a 3rd and 15. I see Kelly was shaken up there, so 3rd and 15. Throwing it up once again, one-on-one, but not this time as we swat it away. Not going to happen a 3rd time. As we get the stop, 1 minute left here in this 3rd quarter. Brown rolling out, you know he's going to take it himself. Gets the first down, slides down, no hits taken here. It's exactly what you want to see. And that'll bring us to the 4th quarter, down 14-13. We've controlled the time of possession, yardage. We just got to finish. We can't turn the ball over. Start of the 4th. Hand the ball off. That's going to be a first down. The running game has worked, so maybe we just kind of stick to that. There's Gabriel Joyner with the carry now. And now Maccabee back in the game. He cuts it up. He gets down to around the 3-yard line, and that is a first down. Let's hurry this one up. 2nd and goal. Just handing the ball. Cuts it up, and he's in for the touchdown. 2nd of the game, and gives us the lead here, 19-14. Now with that, definitely should be going for 2 here to try to make this a 7-point game, but a great drive down the field. See if we can convert this 2-point conversion. Two-point is going to be just short. Can't come up with it. Remains 19-14, so a touchdown gives Ball State the lead. 7:30 left in this game. Looking down the field, just dumps it underneath. Man, what a hit. That was a big-time hit. And a 3rd down and 5. We're bringing the heat. We can't get to him, but it forces an early throw, which leads to the incomplete pass. Receiver can't help out his quarterback, Kelly. But I tell you what, because of that pressure, it led to an earlier throw. And now we have a chance. What a throw down the field. Got it, first down. We're up to the 22-yard line just like that. We can at least get, a field goal puts it at an 8-point game, but a touchdown, 2 possessions. Over the middle, big 3rd and 10, that is caught in a first down. Absolutely huge. At least Brown's making some throws here at the end of the game. As we hand this ball off to Thomas. Malachi Thomas, he's down to the goal line, just short of the first down. As now we bring Maccabee back in the game. Up the middle for touchdown number 3. And now put this to a 2-possession ball game as we are dominating here in this second half. There you go, 3:18 left. We'll just kick the extra point, make it a 12-point game so you can't get that touchdown, 2-point field goal. You need 2 touchdowns. Can our defense step up here? And that's going to be a sack. They're going to have to hurry this one up as well. So everybody's going to have to run down the field, almost 60, 70 yards. 3rd and 11. Time to throw this time. Steps up in the pocket over the middle, and what a catch! That was a fantastic catch by that receiver. And Ball State now on the move. Underneath, caught. First down. That'll probably bring us down to the 2-minute timeout. Unless they maybe get one play here, but they will not. So 1:57 left. Ball State on the move. Underneath, has some room to the outside, and we will not be able to catch him. That's a Ball State touchdown. So they go right down the field, get this back to a 1-possession ball game. The question is, and they did not onside. They kick it off. They're just hoping their defense gets a stop. As actually an injury timeout, so that is 1 timeout they would have used anyway. 2nd and 7. Up the middle, nothing there. They will use their 2nd timeout. So here we go. 3rd down and 8. First down wins it for us. But if we don't, we're going to have to kick this away, and Ball State's going to have a chance. They bring some heat. Throwing it. Brown finds the tight end. Caught, first down, Christian Moore. And that is going to be your ball game. A huge 3rd and 8 conversion wins it for us. And our first victory of this dynasty. Maccabee 101 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. And we win 26-21. Just pulling this one out today. That was a tough game. That was a tough game. Really enjoyed it though. I'm really feeling the gameplay so far. Still have to get some slider adjustments, but man, that actually felt really good. Like I said, the throwing felt fantastic. It really did. It felt more realistic. I felt like I could just stand in there, make a throw, where I felt like last year before Ohio State lost to Texas. Last year, I mean, if anybody's even close, that ball is just a duck. It's just no good. Where this, I felt like I could stand in there and make a throw. It just felt really good. But that is going to do it for episode number 1 of this Purdue Dynasty. I'll try to get another one out. Like I said, I am on vacation, about to be. So I'm not going to have a lot of time to put into this at the moment. It's probably going to be another week before an episode 3 comes out. Maybe, like I said, I might be able to get it in episode 2. So be patient with me. There'll be plenty of college football coming. I'll have some show obviously already done, so that will be coming out. But I cannot wait to get into this game fully, get into this dynasty. It is going to be fantastic. And just hope everybody support. And, hit that like button, comment down below. Help out the algorithm, obviously. Subscribe if you're new, because we'll have more Purdue Dynasty coming, and it's going to be fun for sure. But thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. I will see you in the next one. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.